Don't forget, as always, that we love you. And Dane,
thank you for listening. Oh man, good. I'm glad to be back in the saddle for 2025.
Already starting off crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You staying warm? You sliding around over there?
Trying to. I'm trying to stay out of the ice.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Like, we kicked off the year. One of our goals was to do a lot more because this is a milestone now, going on 2.5 years, close to episode 300. It's crazy how time flies, right? And we made a promise when we began doing this show that our goal was to promote female leadership and godly influences when we can. And we got a lady coming on here in a minute, Coach Abby Stutts. We'll introduce her in just a moment. FHU, man, talk about doing a great thing for the program, for just the world around her. Her story is so impressive, from her early coaching days to her playing days to just now the influence and the net she's casting at FHU. I thought this hits every box of what we stand for, what we want to do. People that want to help others, that love the community, that want to shine the light, and that also are just full of wisdom at a young age. So, Dane, before I lose track of time and just fan my way out, I'm going to get right down to it and bring on Coach Abby Stutts. Coach, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for your time.
True honor. Coach, we've got some questions that we've cultivated already. I know you're a busy lady. Thank you for your time. So I'm going to jump right into the question set. I'll take the lead. When you look at what you've done, basketball, your playing days, high school coaching, college, and all that, take me back to where this love for basketball in general began. Like, where did you get the love? How old were you? When did basketball begin for you?
Yeah. For me, it's really as long as I can remember. My family is very involved in basketball, very involved in coaching. My dad was a good ball player and coached us growing up. And we've all kind of followed suit. My brother is the men's basketball coach at Freed-Hardeman. My sister did a little coaching as well. And so now it's me. And really, I played since literally as long as I can remember. I mean, I think I was 3, 4, 5 years old, something like that. And I've always played and I've always loved it. So it's just something that our family enjoys to do. And I just grew up in a gym too. Like I said, my brother played, my sister played. So it's just something that I fell in love with at an early age. And it's been a lot of fun.
Never look back, huh? I love it. Go ahead, Dane.
Well, whenever you're coaching, how much of that style that you take, I know you kind of make it your own whenever you're coaching, at your school. How many things do you typically bounce off, your father to say, hey, I want to try this. It's my own way, and kind of get his feedback on it. And how important is that to you?
Yeah, no, it is very important. I have a great support system. I started coaching all different levels, but this is my first year being head coach at Freed-Hardeman. And so thank you. There is many phone calls on game day, post game, all the things. We have a family group chat. So it is a family affair as far as just when it's game day or game week or anything like that. We are all very involved and in tune with each other. And so I do have a lot of great mentors and support from my family. Even my brother, just being at Freed-Hardeman too, they won the national championship last year. And so he's been a significant impact in my life too, of just not only as a person, but as a coach. And our offices are actually like right beside each other. And so that's cool. Pretty cool. Between my dad and him, and even just my sister and her husband, and my mom too, for that matter, we are all very involved whenever it comes to coaching. So it's been cool.
It's a family tradition. Raised in the village, right? It's so cool.
Absolutely. It is. And all along the way of your coaching career so far, what is maybe one of the things that sticks out as far as a game or a championship or a memory that you've had during your coaching career that always peps you up if you're down?
I don't know. I mean, I think back to like my senior year of high school. As far as me playing, that was probably core memories for me. I remember my junior year, we had a really talented team. And my journey just as a player was not your probably traditional one. I tore 3 ACLs combined, and I had 4 knee surgeries before I graduated high school. And so I had to overcome a lot of adversity, and We can talk about that in depth a little bit later, just how that impacted my life, but especially as me as a player in high school. And so my junior year, I thought, that was it. That was our shot. It was our most talented team. We ended up not getting as far as I wanted us to. And I thought, like, my life is over. My dream is over. And my senior year, actually, we had a great group of seniors. I had 6 other girls with me and some other girls that were underclassmen. And we made it to the Elite Eight. I broke the school record for most threes in a season. And I think I was like second all time or something like that, So just had a really fun year. And a lot of core memories for me of just great people, great coach. And just along the way, it's really been about the people. I've never won a state championship. I'm in the pursuit of hopefully winning a national championship at some point in time, but it really, at the end of the day, is about the people that the game has led me to and the impact they've had on my life and just the relationships that have been developed through the sport that we all love.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying, Dane? Like, just the wisdom. And it's like, I even when I look at Coach, and this, I had to write this down because, like, when I saw it, even your profile, like, you walk around, the influence that you're spreading, even looking at your profile, your Proverbs 3, 5 and 6, like, you can tell that you got this confidence about you, this influence, this thing it's well beyond sports, right? So I know we've heard a lot about Pops and family, kind of some of your sports influences, if you will, but I know you're strong, passionate about your faith. You're a lady that really believes and stands for what she believes in. Yep. Is there maybe a mentor influence or two, kind of, because you've been able to use this platform? I love it. You can use this platform for good. Who's maybe a couple of outside of the sports world influences? Maybe a minister, maybe somebody you look up to. Who influences you on the other side, not the sports side? I'm curious,
Yeah. Well, actually, my dad is a preacher, and so
that's cool.
I know we've already talked about family, but that has been, of course, just something that we've been involved in basketball and everything. But I know that my parents instilled in me that, like, the game is just a game, and there are so many more important things, and especially just prioritizing your life of, like, we are here to live for God, and just basketball is something fun that we get to do. But I would just say that I have great friendships, great godly friendships. That's always been people that are there to support me and encourage me no matter what.
I love that. I love that.
I have a great life group at church that we meet every Sunday night. And so that has been a really big blessing too. Of a lot of them have attachments to Freed Hartman, but some of them do not as well. And so they're at the games and whatnot, but it's also nice to be able to just come to a group of people and not worry about basketball or anything like that, but be able to lean on each other and share our burdens, but also encourage each other as well. So just had a lot of people who have influenced me, and even just my coaches. Like, I know we keep going back to basketball, but all of the coaches I have had either coach me or that I have worked with have all been Christians. And so that has been such a blessing that I've been around godly people, and I've seen the way that they have impacted my life, but also working with godly men and women who are also using basketball as a platform has been a blessing in my life for sure.
I love it, man. This is what I'm very confident too, that it's going to be really cool to play ball in heaven. I'm just saying, there's going to be some basketball courts, golden basketball courts. It's going to be cool. But I just love the way you put those together, because Dane and I have talked about this many times. Dane coaches more now than I do, but there's faith, life, sports, Abby, and they kind of interweave, right? So you're learning something on the court that you can also learn in real life that helps test your faith. So I think it's cool that you're taking both sides of this and really weaving it into one. As Dane would always say, you're learning lessons at full speed. It's really cool. So I like how you're blending both together. Go ahead, Dane.
Absolutely. Now that you're with the new team here into 2025, you guys are in the season. What is something that maybe a goal or two that you as a coach are looking forward to reaching for your team? What are you guys as a team and you personally as a coach, I guess, two questions that you're hoping to achieve this year at the end of the season?
Yeah. Well, so far we have had a great start to the season. We are 17-2 right now. But we are in what most people would say we're in the toughest NAIA women's basketball conference. And so We're going against 5 out of the 7 teams in our conference are in the top 16. And we're number 7 right now, but we just went against the number 16, the number 9 team. We've already played the number 8 team, and then this week we play the number 3 team. And so biggest thing for us is we're just focusing on game by game and just trying to get better and ultimately becoming the best team that we can become at the end of the year. And so really just trying to chip away at that and stay not looking too far ahead. I obviously want us to make a far postseason run. We want to make the national tournament. We want to make a run in the national tournament as well and just become the best team we can become. So it's going to be a lot of fun. There's no games from here on out that are going to be like, oh, guaranteed wins. It is going to be a war and a battle, and it's a little bit of pressure, but it's also really exciting.
Yeah.
That's cool. Pressure. They always say pressure makes diamonds or bust pipes, and I think you guys are going to be a diamond coming out of this. That's cool. 17-2. That's so cool. I'm happy for you. I've always said this. I do believe it. Obviously, you're talented. You know the game. I think when you mix that with that great confidence and that great wisdom that you have at such a young age, I think it's destined for success. So we're talking serious. We're kind of getting deep. Now I'm going to transition for a second to something, Abby, that I guarantee you, in all media and all press, all things you've done, you've never had a segment like this. I even told you, just the one part we would not prep you for. We're known for this segment, roughly about 300 episodes deep, of something that we call rapid fire. Now it's clean. We always keep it clean, but it's about to get real weird. This is really cool.
Oh, no.
So here's how this works. We have 5 questions. Dane and I have already bet on what we think you're going to say. There's no wrong answer. Me and Dane are kind of almost like Family Feud. We think we know what you're going to say. Whichever one of us gets your answers right most, the winner gets lunch provided by the loser. So pretty cool. So for this segment, imagine anything's possible. You could be a cartoon. You can go back in time. Nothing's off the table. Nothing's anything can happen. Okay. So go with what you want. You pick the answer, and we'll tell you whether we got your answer right. Cool. So, So first question, Abby Stutts, you're actually being asked to be a extra playable character on the 2025 version of NBA Jams. They're bringing it back, and you get to be on NBA Jams, right? But you also get to have, you know how there's always the 2, like they always have the 2 people playing NBA Jams, right? You get to have another bonus character. You get to decide your basically teammate bonus character is either A, Lauren Daigle, love her, or you can choose Carrie Underwood as your secondary bonus player in NBA Jams. Lauren, Carrie, who are you going with?
That is so tough. I think I'll probably choose Carrie.
Oh my gosh, I had Lauren, Dan. I really did. Dan, what'd you have on that one? Wrong answer.
They're both great, but I think I'd go with Carrie.
Okay. I had Lauren Daigle as well.
Dang, cool. That's cool. No wrong answer. Okay, got you. So Dane and I he's won a couple. We tied the last one, so let's just see how we can do. Question 2. They're bringing you out for WNBA weekend All-Star game. They're going to do a WNBA jump rope tournament, and you have to jump rope for an hour against one of these 2 awesome superstars. You have to jump rope against Angel Reese or Kelsey Plum. Who are you going against?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Hard
decision.
I'm going to go against Angel Reese.
I had that one. Thank God I had that one. Dave, did you have Angel or did you have Kelsey?
No, I had Kelsey on that one.
Okay, got you. And you don't have to give a reason why, but I'm curious because I actually picked you on that one. What's your reason why?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they both just kind of have that dog mentality, but for some reason, Kelsey was just a little bit more on that one, so I think I maybe would have a better shot at Angel. I don't know.
I got you. I love it. No wrong answer. I love it. They're both great. They're both great influences. Next question. So you're going on tour, kind of kind of like a celebrity speaking tour, if you will, and they want you out of your typical wheelhouse, your coach. They want you to do a stand-up comedy routine. You're doing this like this tournament, kind of fundraiser thing, and they give you 2 topics you can choose from. Your entire 30-minute bit for your comedy tour has to be about these 2 topics. The first topic, you can make it all about crayons, or the other topic is about different types of spaghetti noodles. You got to make a stand-up comedy routine about crayons or spaghetti noodles. Which way are you going?
I would choose probably crayons.
I had it. I really did. There's so many ideas about my mind. Like, you're a bright one. You can be like, you can make so many things with like the metaphors and all that. Dane, would you have on that one, Dane?
Oh yeah, I had crowns.
I would be like, I'm not the brightest crayon in the box. I'd be, you know what I'm saying, right? I got you. Dane, it's cool. I love it. Okay, so Dane, we're tied now. Let's see if we can bounce back. Okay, so next game, you're 17-2. The next game you play, you're all of a sudden you're only allowed to speak to your team using song lyrics. Something happens to you for this game. All you can do is speak song lyrics, and you can choose one of these two artists to speak the lyrics to your team. That's all you can do. You can coach your team using lyrics from Smash Mouth or using lyrics from Spice Girls. Which way are you going?
Oh no.
It's a good one.
It is a good one. Honestly, I feel like my friends make fun of me because I live my life actually like speaking song lyrics all the time in regular conversation. So, I guess Spice Girls.
Let's go. I had it. What'd you have, Dane? Did you have it?
No, I had Smash Mouth for that one.
Can you imagine the press conference? You're like, I tell you what I want, what I really, really want. You're like drawing plays and all that. It'd be so cool. I could just see
That's
it now.
immediately what came to my mind. So.
I love it. If you want to be my team, we could just go all day with this. That's so cool. Okay. Okay, so Dane, I got you by one. So last one, you get to be a part of the what's that word when you professional what is that word? Oh my gosh. When you're a consultant, they're going to have you be a consultant for Space Jam 3. Okay. Space Jam 3 is coming out. LeBron did a great job, Jordan. And the next one is going to be a lady influence, kind of a WNBA thing with Brittany. And the cast, you can decide this time, instead of being Looney Tunes, is the cast for Space Jam 3 going to be the cast from The Simpsons or the cast from Paw Patrol? Simpsons, Paw Patrol, you decide. Where are we going?
I'm going to go with Paw Patrol. I have lots of nieces and nephews, and I think that's just where my heart would be. Paw Patrol.
Got you. Okay, I actually did not have that one. I had Simpsons. I did not have that one. Dane, how about you? What do you have?
Oh yeah, Paw Patrol. You can use all their gadgets to win.
Let's go. Got you.
Well,
it looks like Dane, you ended up beating me for that last question. So really, I didn't know you were a Paw Patrol dude, Dane. So I got you now. I understand. Very good. Well, hopefully, Abby, in segments you've had, it's something a little different. That's called rapid fire. So thanks for being a good sport.
That's super cool.
Love it. Dan, I'll give you back to you for the last segment.
On this last segment, Coach, we call it open mic. We open the floor up to our guests to maybe share a word, maybe a mantra, or something that you lived by, and maybe pass it on to that next generation to kind of help them along their path as well. Is there maybe a philosophy or a mantra that you can maybe pass on to the next generation to kind of make them be striving to be their best?
Yes. The way that we started this year, especially I was assistant the past 4 years at Freed and then becoming head coach this year. The way that we started our first team meeting was not anything about basketball. Mm-hmm. And so the thing that I'm really trying to influence my players, and I think other people did this for me, and so this is kind of what any type of camps or any player that we have on our campus, the biggest thing to me is realizing that basketball is just a game, and understanding that it's not who you are, but it's something that you get to do. And I know that when you're in the moment and you're a full-time athlete, it's really hard to separate those things, that we put a lot of our self-worth and how we feel about ourselves based on your performance or results of a game, or different divisions, or you could fill in the blank with whatever you want to with that. But understanding that the game of basketball or whatever sport, or really whatever the gifts that God has given you, that is why you're doing what you're doing. It's something that you get to do, but it's not who you are. And ultimately using those gifts that God has given you to become who He wants you to be. Like, this is the avenue that God has given you to overcome adversity and to meet new people and to be in a certain place at a certain time, to meet the people and the coaches that you may have, and the impact that they can have on your life and the influence that they can have on your life. And so that's a question we ask our girls a lot, is being intentional about that, of who are you becoming? That I get these girls for 4 years, and ultimately they're getting a great education, but they also get to be an athlete, and trying to separate that of the biggest opportunity that they have is to become a better version of themselves, and understanding that this is what God has placed you here for. This is the gifts that He's given you, but trying to not let a round orange ball that goes into a round orange hoop determine, how you feel and the value that you have within yourself. But understanding that this is just the avenue that God has given you to impact certain people, to learn certain lessons, to overcome challenges, and to become, the man or woman that He wants you to be after the ball stops bouncing. And so, to me, that's just the biggest thing that, we put a lot of influence on, and we're really intentional about talking about is, trying to separate those two things, because we're not all going to be professional coaches and athletes and whatnot. And eventually, whatever craft you may be doing is not going to always be there. And so understanding the gifts that God has given you and using those for His glory. And I know that seeing just the different decisions and opportunities that I have had with me being such a young coach, it is fully God's hand has guided me through it all. Just kind of what I alluded to at the beginning of, didn't have a traditional high school career as far as just battling a lot of injuries. I actually did not even play college basketball. Wanted to, and that was the dream. But once I had 4 knee surgeries, I decided, that it was time for me to find another direction to be involved with basketball. And so just the different opportunities that He has given me, and the people that He has put in my life to give me those opportunities, all the glory goes to Him, as far as just me being so young and now being to be able to be a head coach at a great school and a great Christian university has been a huge blessing. And I'm just so thankful for the opportunities that he has given me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this, Dan, you see why I wanted to have her on, right? What a testimony, right? She's just humble, but confident at the same time. Abby, what you're saying, there's no denying the love you have for your team, the love you have for people, and you're humble. I think I always say you got the talent, but I think that humility, that, that God-given talent you recognize, where it's coming from. The world needs more of that. Like, I love it that now, it used to be, Dane, you mentioned this, Dane, when you're growing up in sports, it was almost like we're talking about how you feel about God during sports was almost like you couldn't do that. Now it's you can, and you're celebrated. What do you say, Dan? Like, it's changed a little bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it used to be, cut away from that, but now everybody's embraced it, and every athlete, I mean, they recognize where that talent's come from. Like you said, Coach, God-given talent. You can't deny it. I mean, you try to suppress it, but there's a way that He comes through. We were talking to our previous guest. He was saying, He always makes a way. So
that's cool.
And we celebrate you for doing that. So you're doing a great thing there. And like I say, God puts you where He wants you, and you go there and you do great things whenever you just follow His lead. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, it's got to be. We've been watching it. We've continued to watch it. We'll continue to cheer you on. I know you're going to make the tournament. Please make sure this is the first of many. When you do make it to the tournament, I'll be that guy going. I'll be that guy screaming like. So don't forget. But thank you for all you've done for the sport, for female leadership. Like I said, Dane and I are passionate about female inspirations and godly women. You've found a way to really showcase your talents in a great way. So thank you for that. Let's make sure this is not the last time. If you don't mind, let's stay in touch and make this an ongoing thing. Okay.
We look forward to seeing the national championship trophy next time we talk to you.
Yeah. Next time, bring it on with you on the show. Okay. We can just put a picture of it up or something. So, well, Coach, thank you. Thank you, Coach, very much. We'll be rooting for you and the team. Give everyone our love, and we hope you stay warm, and we'll make this a recurring thing. Okay. So,
yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Much love, Coach. Stay in touch. Thank you so much. Then I'm telling you, man, like just confidence, the humility, wisdom. No wonder Proverbs is like her go-to verse. Why, dude?
Absolutely.
What'd you think of her?
Yeah, I love the message of what you do. Don't let it define you as far as your sport and things. There's something bigger in your life than just that. So don't forget to be a great person. I love the message. I mean, you can't say it enough to these young athletes, that especially now with the era that we have of all these different social medias, everybody seems to live by the things that they do, instead of asking people to see what kind of person they are. So that's a great message that you can't say enough to this younger generation. Don't get lost. Don't get lost in it.
Isn't it cool? I made a note of this. She said their first coach staff meeting was not about basketball. Basically, it's about character. Did you pick up on that too?
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
So,
That's when you know you got a coach that understands what it takes to be the best you can be. Absolutely.
Love that, man. And she could have easily gone, and not went that direction after being hurt and not playing college. How many people would have been like given up or not seized the opportunity, right? The door was closed, so she opened a window and got open to, and now she's influencing who knows how many more people than maybe she would have even done, at a personal level. So it's great that she responded to that. So man, that was a good one. What a great way to kick off January. So we got many more to come, many more to come. So on behalf of FHU, thank you for letting us get a chance to talk to Coach Stutts. We got to make this a recurring thing. So you guys, we got many more to come. We'll end the week on that. What a great night. Don't forget, as always, that we love you. And Dane,
thank you for listening.